Hello, everybody. It's Thursday night, and it's me, Colleen Pearl, the Cool Crone, and welcome to my live stream where I'm going to do personal readings for everybody in the chat. Well, not everybody. I mean, hopefully there's more people in the chat than I have time to do readings for, but I'd love to do readings for everybody, but in an hour I probably can only do about, I don't know. I've never counted how many I can do in an hour. When I'm at the Ren Fair, I do like max like 20 readings throughout the whole day. So I won't do 20, but I'll probably do more than 5 and less than 10, probably. I'm guessing. Anyway, hi, welcome. Glad you could make it. I'm going to just check out the comments here. And Abby Yandel is here. Hi, Abby. And while we wait for people to come in and start putting something into the chat in the form of questions, I'm going to grab a deck and I'll do a reading just for the collective. Let's see. I like these. I'm going to grab these. And let's see what's up with these. Okay. All right. So I'm going to do a reading for the collective. I'm going to figure out, did you all enjoy the eclipse on, I think it was on Tuesday? Hello, everybody. I thought the eclipse was amazing on Tuesday. Now, I didn't actually get to go out and see it. It was raining that night, but I did feel it, and it was kind of amazing. For me, it hit really strongly on my chart, on a very sensitive part of my chart. I happen to have a chart that the formation, aloha, the formation of the chart, or the pattern in the chart is called a bucket, meaning I have most of my planets up in one area up here, mostly actually in less than a hemisphere. And then I have one planet that opposes a couple of them down in the other hemisphere. That's called a bucket. And what is said about a bucket is that people who have a bucket chart are usually fatalists. They believe in destiny. They believe in fate. And I think that's true. I do believe in destiny. I do believe in fate. However, I also know that we have free will. And I feel that on our life path, in our contracts, we have probably some big highlights that are going to be achieved throughout our life. And I think those are foretold in our astrological charts. But when we get those accomplishments, that's up to us. It depends on choices we make. It depends on how we respond to what is thrown in front of us. So this eclipse hit me right on the handle of my bucket, right on it. And the bucket handle for my chart is Mars, which is my action, my ability to be assertive, aggressive, angry, physical. And it's in Pisces, which is a very sensitive sign. It's the sign of spirituality, really. And it opposes, in the top half of my chart, most keenly, my moon. And so the eclipse involving the moon, of course, meant that moon was completely opposite my moon, sun was on my moon and opposite my Mars. So lots of emotion, lots of feeling, lots of, it also involves the nodes. The nodes is your destiny, fate, right? That you feel you are moving towards in your lifetime. So really interesting, this eclipse for me. It did not feel bad necessarily, but then again, we don't always feel the actual impact of the eclipse on the day of the eclipse. Usually we will begin to feel energy from it. Could be a month before, a week before, a day or two before. And then after the eclipse, there's also periods of time where the effects of the eclipse and sometimes the impact that, the action you're going to take due to the eclipse plays out much, much, much later, over a much longer period of time, sometimes up to like 6 months. I think this eclipse, the biggest planetary return, is going to culminate and finish in July. So it could take a few months for me to really see the results of this eclipse on me. Interesting. So let's do a reading for the collective and see what we all get. Because we're also in Mercury retrograde. That's the other thing. And in Mercury retrograde, it's not unusual for you to have people come back from your past into your life, old relationships, old friends, ex-spouses. Not necessarily estranged people, but estranged people can come back into your life. But maybe people who've just been away or busy or whatever. So you could have that come up too. So it was a very interesting week. I felt very, very busy. I felt like I needed a lot of sleep. I tried to get a lot of sleep, but it's not always possible. Okay, so for the collective, let's pull out a few cards and see what we get. Okay. Okay. So we start out with the Three of Pentacles. This is an interesting deck. It's the magical manga, or mystical manga, sorry. It's hard to get these on camera. But the Three of Pentacles, it looks like they're holding up some plans and studying them. It's a woman and two men. And they're inside in a place that seems, let's get that. There we go. In a place that seems secret, cloistered almost. So for some of you, there could be some teamwork going on, some planning, could be secret planning, could be plans that involve buildings, money, security, um, ideas, things that need research, things that you draw out on paper. And what crosses that is the Eight of Coins. So we have people who are expert in their field, expert in what they're trying to do, real knowledgeable people coming into this project and adding their 2 cents worth. At the base of it is the Knight of Cups. So this is, for most of you, I guess I have to have my finger in there to get it to focus. There we go. So for most of you, this is going to mean that there's a heartfelt wish behind this project, that it's somebody's passion project. It's somebody who really wants this to happen. It can also have to do with health. It can also be a project that has to do with a small collective, a few professionals working on the healing of a patient, or on working on an issue having to do with health. So that's what we're focusing on this week. In the past, we've got the Strength card, so we know that we are capable. I'm sorry. We know that we're capable of doing this. We know that we're able to accomplish the task at hand. And what crowns us is the world. So we're hoping that we can bring this to an end. We're hoping that this is the final chapter. Now, this energy goes along really, really well with the eclipse. So for a lot of you, I think this is going to be your response to the eclipse, where you do move on to something else. You do allow something to come to a close and you're moving on to a new project. For us, though, there still is a piece that we have to go through. I had that. There we go. There's a piece we have to go through concerning this project that is going to be tough. And it's going to be having you doubt yourself, anxiety ridden, maybe losing sleep at night. But I don't think it'll last long. you're all thinking, well, I'm just going to hide. I'm just going to hide in my house. I'm not going to go outside or do anything with other people because I'm so worried about this. But that isn't really going to help you. What you need to do is dream big, and you will. So, a lot of you are going to use your abilities to visualize, to create a good vision. This is the Seven of Cups. You're going to be creative about this end result, and you're going to hope, I think, hope for the best. Now, the things that you are a little bit worried about are that other people are going to take credit, other people are going to take control of this project and kind of take it away from you and cause you to not be able to control it. But here's the thing, it's something new. It probably can't be completely controlled anyway. So don't worry about that. That's really not your concern. The final outcome, Page of Cups, this is something new. It brings to light something new that the collective wants, that is at your heart's desire. So I think that whatever gets planned and brought to culmination um, is good. And then I think with the anxiety, I think this is a response to the changing world. And I feel that our anxiety is that we see a new thing that, couldn't possibly go right. And we're worried about that. Here's the thing, folks. If you live in negativity and fear is going to manifest bigger and better than you can even imagine. So it's really important that you focus on a beautiful vision of the future for every step, everything that you're doing. Before you drive out of your driveway to go to the grocery store, visualize having a really great trip to the grocery store, not worrying about how much money you have in the bank, having enough money to buy the things you need, no incidents on the way or on the way home from the store. In other words, a completely safe and remarkable trip where you come home with beautiful food to eat and prepare for your family. Everything you do in life, if you can prepare yourself mentally for a good outcome, then a good outcome is what you're going to get. All right, so now I'm going to take a look at the questions in the chat, and I'll star a few and I will read on the ones that I can, and that's what we will do. Okay. And my room, I do have my background blurred, but you can tell I have laundry in the background. This room does a lot of duty. This room is a laundry room. It's our storage for all of our extra stuff. It's the cat box room. It's my office. It's my studio. It's my storage of out of season clothes and all sorts of stuff. So it does a lot of heavy lifting, this room. All right, let's see what we have in the chat. Okay, I'm going to start up at the top. Hello, 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 everybody. Abby Yandel, Emily Ito. I can't read that one because of the color on it. Annie's Gifts. Lois T. Hi, Lois. I just saw Lois last night. Joe Lemshumsky. Angie, Emily Ito again. Let's see. Sandra Smith. James Med. Oh, very nice. Yes, this would be fun. Very nice. Okay, so here we go. Here's one. Here's one. Okay. Feel free, folks, to put there, I missed that one. Oh, I missed a bunch of these. How did I miss these? Okay, great. So we have quite a few questions there. Okay, so I'm going to take a sip. I need to pull my water out, so I have my water. Sorry, really quick. Here we go. Okay. On Saturday, I'm going to a book signing for Kathy Beale for a book that she wrote actually a couple of years ago, but they're having an author thing for her in a town not too far away. And I invited one of my other friends to go, and I sent her the little social media blurb that Kathy sent me. And my nose itches. And my friend said, "Oh, I didn't know you were an author." I said, "No, I'm not. I'm going for my friend Kathy." And she goes, "Oh my God, it looked just like you." So she literally confused me and Kathy in a still picture that was probably a couple years old. So I looked at that picture and for the first time, I really saw it. I really saw how people could confuse us. There was really a striking resemblance. Um, and I thought, when I first met her, that it was just, sometimes we looked like each other. But as I looked at that picture, I was like, no, I think that's kind of like all the time showing up there. I don't know what's going on with my hair. Okay. Let's see. Here's the first question that I'm going to do. Will I be able to retire from my current job, or will I be downsized due to AI? Ooh. Will I be able to retire? I don't know how long you have until retirement, Estella, but I will ask the question. Will she retire, or will she be downsized? Okay, let's see. Okay. Yeah, I think you're going to be able to retire. You come out with the 10 of Pentacles, and that's money, legacy money, money that takes you into retirement and in investments and beyond. So I don't think you're going to be replaced by AI, at least not anytime soon. And crossing that is the Queen of Cups. So you really like the people at the job. They really like you. They appreciate you. There's an appreciation there. Be careful of projecting that might happen. You get the nine of wands here, which is that kind of defensive card. That's usually the guy with the two different socks on. And so you don't want to project to them that, gee, you could be replaced. Oh, my banner still says the wrong the wrong message. Okay, we'll get that off. Okay. We're not doing voodoo tonight. So just be careful of projecting that. Um, I think you've been there a long time. You get the Page of Swords in the past position, but what crowns you is the Sun, and then the card that follows that up is the Six of Wands. So I don't think anybody's kicking anybody out anytime soon. I think you're leaving on your own terms, and so I think you are going to be able to retire. You are not quite ready to retire, but you are looking at it and you're trying to be optimistic about it. Um, you know, I mean, there are people that feel like you're projecting the doom and gloom. So again, I'm going to warn you, be very careful about that. Don't project that it's, oh, they're going to replace me probably. I probably don't have very long left. Don't think like that. And certainly don't say things like that out loud. You want to project um, really positive things about you, your place in the company itself, what your retirement will mean when it happens. And if you know what year you want it to happen, and you're pretty set on that year, you could say, when I retire in 2030 or whatever the year is. So just go ahead and be very, very positive about that. And then I think things will come to you that will change your outlook and make those last years at this company very, very pleasant. There is somebody at the company who is really going to be sad to see you go. They're a younger person, younger than you, and they're very appreciative of the work that you do. So seek out those colleagues that are very appreciative of you, and embrace their appreciation, and be very positive in your outlook and the things that you say to people and about the company and about yourself in your retirement, so that things will go the way you want them to go. Okay. So next question is from Abby, and this is question, any message from my father? Okay, so his message to you is that he knows that you want a lot out of life, and he knows that you deserve a lot out of life, but he wants you to understand and be grateful for how many blessings you already have, that you have so much, and you have accomplished much, and he's very proud of you, and he's with you always. Anytime you think of him, he's with you. He just wants you to appreciate what you have because he thinks it will make you feel happier. So he knows that you want a lot of things. I don't know if you're like super ambitious or whatever, but um, his first thoughts to me were, oh, she wants so much. She is just so focused on getting more, 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 but she already has so much. And he's very proud of you. He wants you to just feel the love that he sends to you, appreciate all the love that's around you, appreciate all the things that you have, all the blessings that you have, and realize that, you have a long life to live. And you're not done yet. You're not done achieving things and accomplishing things. And don't worry so much about getting more things. That's what he has to say to you. Okay. Any message from my guides? Your guides are saying, why, yes, we have a message for her. We want her to expand her gifts, expand her idea of what she can do, and be fearless. Take risks. Try things that you haven't tried before. Believe that you can do these things. You were given gifts from the beginning, and all you have to do is really open yourself up and try. We are with you. We're here to help you. We're here to answer any questions that you have, but you need to try. You need to believe that you can do these things and give it a go. So that's what they want you to know. And this is from, hi, I believe I read for you last week. Does my dad Gilbert, who passed in 1969, have a message for me? Well, let's see. He comes across with a very gentle but kind of um, folksy, almost joking demeanor. But he's saying, yeah, she's done so much and she's done so well, even though I've been gone a long time. She still thinks of me, and that's beautiful. He wants you to just keep going, keep doing what you're doing. He loves you. He's with you every time you think of him. He looks at what you have accomplished in life and feels like you're just an amazing person. He says she's a rock star. She just can do anything. And of course, this is your father, and he loves you very much, and he thinks everything that you do is amazing. Um, he wants you to know that, again, he loves you very much. He's with you. Not really any messages as far as what to do. He doesn't want to tell you what to do. He wants to tell you that he believes in you, that you're beautiful inside and out, that you've done amazing things. And he's just kind of astounded and surprised at what kinds of things you have done and how much you have done. So he's really enjoying watching you live out your life. Okay. Boy, everybody wants messages. Is there a message from Heavenly Mom? Well, she's a little surprised. She says, who, me? Me? You want to talk to me? Of course, I'm here. I'm all the time. I'm here. So she's around you. She is willing to talk to you. She would love for you to listen and catch her messages. Um, she she can give you ideas and inspiration anytime you want them, but she realizes that it might be a little bit difficult for you to understand what she's saying. So she said, you need to practice. You need to practice listening to her and hearing the angels too. Um, and galactics. She says galactics too. So I think I'm going to direct you, Angie, to the homework that Sterling Psychic Medium has on his channel. And if you don't have a membership, I think you can just listen to his programs a couple of times. And he mentions it enough and he goes over the steps enough times that you can get it for free just by listening to his show. And in a nutshell, what it is that he wants you to set aside, and I think this is really fantastic because I believe that when we are working with ourselves in a spiritual sense, most people have a tendency to think that that's just kind of, oh, anytime I kind of feel like it, right? But if you want to advance and you want to um, develop your abilities, it's really important to have a practice. And a practice means that on the daily, you do something to show yourself and the universe that you are committed to that practice and to open yourself up to the energy and the words from the universe, such as words from your angels and guides. So every day you need to take a few minutes to ask guides your questions, maybe write them in a journal so that you can go back later and see if you got answers. And you just get very still, very calm, very centered. Maybe take a few deep breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth. Allow yourself to really be centered and calm, and then ask a question. Ask a question that your guides can answer, and just sit with that. You probably won't get an answer right away, but throughout the day you may. And every person has to develop their own symbology, their own language, their own vocabulary, really, to share with their guides and how they get messages. Um, Once you understand the language, then it's a lot easier to get messages. Once you understand how you can center and calm so that you can receive the messages, that also makes it a lot easier. So you need to develop a practice, a devotion to this. And your mom is saying, you absolutely can do this, Angie. It's not that hard, but it does take some discipline. You do have to calm yourself, center yourself, and use a little discipline. It's a daily practice. I call it a devotion. It's a devotion that you do every day. And after a while, you won't have to be so, oh, I got to go do my devotion now. It'll be second nature. And then after a while from that, things will just come. So you don't have to set aside that time to do the devotion. It will be happening more and more just with your day. But initially, you have to train just like anybody. That's why priests go to training. That's why nuns go to training. That's why teachers go to training. That's why anybody who has to learn something new has to go through training, whether they're training themselves, which you will be doing, or whether you're going to somebody else to mentor you or be your guru. So that's what I get from your mom. All right. Okay, Emily. So a cat named Oreo. That's so cute. The cat says, "Thank you for being my human. Thank you for being my home and for taking care of me and allowing me to take care of you. You should have a new cat. You should definitely have a new cat. And you should know that you're a very loving person and you can love cats and all animals really well. So if you want a cat or a dog or whatever you want, go for it." Oreo is very fine and happy and will probably go on after probably in our time many years, but in heaven time, blink of an eye, we'll probably go on to another family. But it might be after you're not on the earth anymore. So you probably will see Oreo when you cross over because this cat really, really, really loves you. Okay. Messages from my guides, please and thank you. Well, let's see. So guides and angels want you to know that they're very excited that you want to talk to them and they want to talk to you. They tell me that you have gifts that you don't know about yet, that you don't understand. You may already have some gifts that you do understand, but they want you to know that they're seeing way down the road. You have lots and lots of gifts that you can bring out and that you can develop. So talk to your guides and wait for the answer. And then look around you. Are they giving you the answer in a way that is not just a voice in your head or a vision or, something? It could be something falling off a table. It could be the numbers on a clock. It could be the numbers on a license plate when you're driving. It could be a message going across the screen on your TV or on your phone. So there's lots of different ways that the guides, they're very creative and they do use new technology. It took them a while to get the hang of it, but they got the hang of it now. So they're going to put things coming up in the news feed on your phone. They're going to put things in your focal point, in your attention that you notice. And if you connect the dots, you'll know that that's an answer from your guides. So they're saying it's not just us, coming from on high and giving you this divine message. It can be more of a conversation if you know how to listen and if you know how to pay attention to what we're sending to you. So, very interesting. Yeah, nice message from your guide, Sandra. Okay. Hi from Melissa in New Zealand. I lost my dear friend Travis suddenly on July 19th last year. Does he have a message, please? Okay, so Travis for Melissa. He says, I sure do have a message from Melissa. I love her very, very dearly, and I want her to know that I'm fine and that everything is well. All is well. I want her to move on with her life and be happy and open herself up to all kinds of love. He says there's more friends and partners out there than you can shake a stick at. There's plenty of people out there for you to connect with. And if you feel that you must mourn, that's fine. That's up to you. Grief is different for everybody, but he is fine, and there's no reason to worry about him. He's absolutely fine. He sees you. He can come to you anytime you want him to. Just think of him. And if you want to talk to him, go ahead and, speak out loud, talk to him, and he will get answers to you. His message is not so much like, take a trip to Tahiti or something. His message is more about you. And I find, and you'll probably find for all of the guides tonight, they're all saying that things are within you. You have the power. Um, you're the sovereign of your life. You are the person who designs your life and makes the choices in your life. And don't squander your gifts. Don't squander this time on Earth. Earth School is a great place for us to develop and learn and to move towards enlightenment. Um, it's the fastest way to make those progressions. When you're on the other side, it's much slower, and you have to do a lot more work to do that progression. On Earth School, and maybe that's because we're in meat suits, we're in physical bodies. For some reason, I don't know why, but we learn the lessons in a faster way. We progress karmically and enlightenment wise much faster when we're on Earth School. So Travis just wants you to know, take advantage of being here on Earth. You have more to do in your contract, so you're not going to join him anytime soon. However, he can be with you and he can help you. He can even guide you on things. Friends very often can be guides. Not always, but some, pretty often. So take advantage of that, and know that he's with you and he loves you. Okay. And then I want to say thank you so much to Sandra for the super sticker. That's very, very sweet. I really appreciate that. All right. So I'm going to go back to the chat here and see what we have. Okay. Here's a new one. Oh, everybody that got readings and is saying thank you so much. Thank you so much. That this is a really it's a spiritual practice for me to turn around and give readings to you. That's really, really amazing. I'm going to take a sip of water here. Wow, the time has gone really fast. I just feel like I've just done a couple of readings, and it's just like all this time has gone by. Okay. So, will I sell my home? Will I sell my home in Arizona? Well, let's see. Robin Joyce. There are, I mean, it's going to be a journey. You are probably going to sell your house. The first card up is about a house. It's the Four of Wands. Why? Oh, why? I hate this with the blur. I can't. There, is that better? No, it's all crap. Okay. There you go. You guys know what these cards look like. I'm just using Rider Waite in this deck. Anyway, you see the home there, happy home, but the card that crosses it is the Seven of Wands, and this is telling me that you have some things that you need to work out, things that you're a little worried about. Maybe you need to make repairs, you think, or maybe you need to even, outright remodel or something. And I don't know. I think that kind of defeats the whole purpose of just selling the darn house in the first place. The other person's going to want to make it the way they want. And just because you make a few more bucks, you're going to spend a few bucks making those repairs. However, if you feel that if you and your real estate person and mortgage broker and everybody feels like it would be good for you to make that investment, then by all means do it. Don't listen to me. I'm just a tarot reader on YouTube. But I do think when you do go to sell it, it will be a desirable property, and I think there'll be people bidding over it. I think there'll be people vying for it and trying to buy it. Um, you are crowned by the magician, so I think whatever you do to the house is gonna, magically make it appear more desirable. Um, you'll get a good price for it. I mean, you'll get probably at least what you're asking and a bit more. You're thinking that this is just going to change everything in your world, and maybe you need to move for other reasons, but it is going to make some changes in your world. And when you do finally get ready to put it on the market, there will be a wait. It'll be delayed. There'll be a lull maybe in the area for selling houses or something, but then it finally will sell. And once it sells, of course, you're going to feel great and like you're relieved of a burden, but still you're going to look back and wonder, did I do the right thing? Did I make the right repairs? Did I paint that room the right color? Did I put the right roof on? Did I make the steps the right way? You're still going to have a lot of questions and wondering about it. And then you're going to have to find another place to live. And so I would put your thoughts into that before you sell the house. I would figure out for yourself where you want to move and maybe even start looking at houses and housing prices in the place where you're going. But yeah, you're gonna be able to sell the house. It's just probably not going to go quite as quick as you think once you put it on the market, and you're going to have a lot of questions about what you need to do before you sell that house. Okay, so that's what I have there. Okay, and then this is another one about a loved one. I was wondering if I have any messages for me from my dad, Robert. Oh, God, he's forceful. Okay, so yes, yes, Katie, I have messages for you. So he wants you to, what does he want you to do? He wants you to be sure that you're on the right track. Are you really doing the things that are going to make you happy? Or are you doing things that people expect you to do? And is that really making you happy? He wants you to be happy. And by all means, he wants you to make the choices in your life and not be beholden to anybody else and not do something just because somebody else wants you to do it. So that's his big thing. Then he's saying, of course, he loves you so much. He's with you anytime you want to talk to him. He's there, and he also will give you messages anytime you want. As long as you're paying attention, you'll understand what he's trying to say to you. So in this respect, I think he's saying that he will send you a sign, that will you can take, affirmative or negative or whatever. He'll help you answer questions that way until you can actually just hear him in your thoughts. So yeah, Robert's there for you, and he's a little concerned that you are doing things that really make you happy in your life, or are you just pleasing everybody around you? So that's what he wants you to be aware of. Okay. And then we have Mary Jana. Hi, can I get a message from Spirit? Look at that beautiful picture. Look at those beautiful kids. Oh, beautiful. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Okay. The message I get for you is that your spirits are galactic spirits and that you can connect to them pretty easily. You need to pay attention to what they're telling you, to what they're saying to you. They would like you to get stronger in your communications with them because they do have messages that they want to give directly to you. I mean, just from the picture, there's so much love around you there in that picture. But they're also saying there's love in an even bigger sense because you're getting love from the galactics and from your spirit guides. And they're ready to make contact with you. They're ready to make connections with you. You can open up. You can hear them. You can open up and be connected with them in your dreams. You can travel with them. Um, Yeah, you're just ready for that whole experience. So the whole star seed thing is very big with you, and they would like you to capitalize on that and to really work with that. So that's what I have for you guys. Okay, let me see what else we have. This is a funny one. Can you chat with your guides to see if my ex-husband is creeping back into my life? No. No, and that's what I got before I put out cards too. No, no. Is this a wish for you? Is this a wish that you wish that he was creeping back into your life? And why? I mean, we just went through an eclipse, and I don't know anything about your chart or you or your situation, but if the eclipse hit you at all, it might explain why you might be feeling like he is. We're in a Mercury retrograde. Planets are very volatile right now. They're just moving, moving, moving in big clusters. So the energy is very, very powerful, very strong in that area of your chart. So perhaps for you, it's falling into either like your fifth or your seventh house, and it's affecting, the area where you're thinking about love affairs or partnership. What I would suggest is that you meditate on this and ask your guides, why is this coming up for me? Because it's rarely, and this is just my opinion, this is nothing psychic, it's rarely good to go back to an ex. It's the rare person that rekindles that relationship and has a great relationship afterwards. Just saying, that's been my experience, and that's not psychic at all, so you don't have to listen to me whatsoever. You do what you wanna do. But I think that I'm not getting the feeling that your ex is creeping back into your life. Okay, so should thanks. Okay, I'll just do a couple more here. Oh, good. He's a narcissist and a jackass. Great. You don't want him back in then. Okay, good. All right. So this was this one. Can I have a message from my spirit guides? I hope that's the one that I had up there before. For Anna. So your guides say, "We love Anna. She is such a gentle soul, but we want her to make things happen in her life. She needs to make choices and bring more life into her life. Maybe she needs to go out more. Maybe she needs to be out and among people more to kind of stir up some activity in her life where she's more engaged with other people." Now, Anna, you may be super, super social already and feel like, what are they talking about? I already do a lot of stuff. But are you really connecting with the other humans that you're seeing? You want to make sure that you are opening your heart to the idea of having more new friends, new relationships, and things like that. That's what the spirit guides really want you to do. I think the real message here is to work on your heart chakra and allow that to open and allow yourself to be more engaging with people. Also, your throat chakra, so that you're talking with people and asking them questions and answering questions that they ask of you. So that's what I think what your guides have to say. Okay, may I have a message from my guides or my grandmother, Ophelia? Okay, well, we'll see. The energy for the guides is just very, very peaceful. It's very like um like a lullaby or rocking a cradle. It's very, very, very peaceful. And they're just saying there's no big thing right now. If you want to talk to us, we're here to talk to you. Um, they don't have a real big message for you right at the moment, and I did not get anything from your grandmother either. I'm sorry. Good thing this was free, right? You'd be really mad if you were paying for it and you didn't get anything. I'm sorry. Okay, let's see. Hi, do you see me getting a new job that's a better fit for me soon? Let's see. There'll be a new job. Okay. So I do think you can get a new job, and I think you probably should get a new job. It looks like you're filled with ideas and capabilities and expertise and skills that are not being utilized. Um, also there's some sort of personal thing that is just very, very disturbing on your job. So you're going to leave that job, and that's going to change things a lot. However, be careful of the kind of job that you take. Don't take just the first job that comes along. Um, I would really focus on what kind of job you want. Do you want the same kind of job that you're doing and just better people? Or, think out what you want, make a list, do a spell, do some kind of visualization so that you really attract the situation that you want. What kind of benefits, what kind of hours, what kind of salary, what kind of title, what kind of responsibilities, how many days a week, full time, part time, quarter, three-quarter time, whatever. Really, really figure out the parameters of what you want, because you're in this mindset of a terrible place for you, and so that's all you can think about. I just need a different job. And so you're just thinking about replacing the same shitty job with another shitty job, just better people. And you don't have to do that. You should really take this opportunity to get something that's much better for you. And Mercury retrograde until March 21st, perfect time to plan this stuff out, to be visualizing, to be reviewing what's good, what's bad about the job, looking at past jobs and figuring out what's good, what's bad, what do I want to keep, and design what it is that you want, and then you can attract it to you. Um, you may feel like that when you're trying to get the job and trying to even start the job, that people are kind of against you, that they're not really working with you. And that's why I'm saying be very careful about what you take. Don't take the first thing that comes along. I would really, really recommend working with some kind of a recruiter. I mean, maybe from LinkedIn, I've had good luck there. Where you're working with a middleman, with somebody in the middle who can negotiate the salary and the benefits and get answers. Sometimes we forget to ask the right questions when we're starting out interviewing and stuff for a job, and we get there and go, oh, I didn't know there was a dress code. I don't have a wardrobe for this. Now I'm going to have to go spend a lot of money on new clothes or whatever. But you need to get all those, questions answered before you take the job. So I think it's really important that you maybe work with an agency or a recruiter and have them help you with that stuff. Another thing that's really good for is that they can help you with your resume, and they can help take your skill set and fit you into a different industry even. So there's a lot of benefits to working with a recruiter, and it does not cost anything. They get paid on the other end. When you get hired, the employer pays them. So that's just something really good to look out for. All right. So that's what I have for you. And I think I'm going to end it there. Thanks, everybody, for coming. It's just about an hour. I really appreciate you showing up for me. And I think it's working. I think we're starting to build a crowd, to build an audience here. And I'm really appreciative of you coming. I'm doing just Thursdays and Friday nights, unless I appear with somebody else on somebody else's channel. But on my channel, it's just Thursday and Friday nights. Thursday's always going to be a personal, unless it's a special occasion. And yeah, I think one Thursday a month is going to be Polyterology with Kathy Beale, the astrologer. And then Fridays will be a mix. Mostly it'll be personal, but we'll also be doing Polyterology with Sherry and Cleo on the first Friday of the month. And we may do like another side of the coin or another political show on one of the Fridays, but it'll be mainly doing a lot of personal readings. So I'm really glad to have you all here. Thank you so much. And I will see you next time. And don't forget to be, well, if you're in the chat, you're subscribed. But if you're just watching, or you're watching on the replay and you haven't subscribed, be sure that you do subscribe. Then you will get all of my notices and the posts that I put up that show you when I'm having shows, and we can talk. And if you want to be a part of my coven, you can come to the membership meeting on Sunday. You can join either on YouTube or on my website. All the information is down. Well, not the information about the membership, but all the links to get to the membership is in the description of this video. So come and join us. It's a really nice way to commune with others and talk and do readings and stuff like that. So thank you so much, everybody. I really appreciate you and love you. And I'm so grateful that you're here. I'm just so grateful that you're here. And there's Lois. Oh, oh, thanks, Lois. I worked with Lois last night. She did a whole, astrological forecast, and she was saying that it was difficult for her to get to the live stream. So I'm very glad that you're here, Lois. That's really great. And yeah, that's wonderful. Thank you so much for saying that. That's great. Thank you. All right, everybody. Bye. See you next time.